There is a fierce clarity in this ancient Zen saying, "Let go or be dragged." It doesn't soothe, it doesn't explain. It strikes like a bell in a silent temple, sharp, immediate, uncompromising, and in that sound there is a mirror, a reflection of something we all know too well, the pain of holding on. We don't just suffer because life is difficult, we suffer because we cling to people who are already gone, to futures that haven't happened, to versions of ourselves that no longer exist, to stories, identities, roles, and illusions. We hold on to what once brought us comfort, even when it now causes pain. We grasp at the known, even when it's the source of our suffering. And in this attachment, we are dragged through cycles of emotional chaos, dragged through resistance to what is, dragged through inner conflict that never ends, because the ego believes letting go means losing something essential. But here's the paradox. It is by letting go that we discover what can never be lost. Who is it that clings? If you observe silently, not with the thinking mind, but with naked awareness, you'll see it is not your true self, not the still presence within. It's the conditioned mind, the voice of fear, of control, of imagined security. Zen does not offer escape. It invites presence. It does not say, "Fix this." It says, "See it clearly." And when you see clearly, without judgment, the grip begins to loosen. Not because someone convinced you to let go, but because you realize holding on is no longer necessary. The pain of dragging becomes more visible than the illusion of control. Letting go is not giving up, it's returning to stillness, to openness, to the present moment, untouched by the weight of yesterday. And in that moment, something shifts. You stop being the one dragged by life and become the one resting in it. Letting go is not something the mind can do, because the mind is what holds on. It builds attachments, it constructs identities, it weaves stories about what should have been or might still be, and it fears what is unknown, even if the known is suffering. This is why all true surrender begins with awareness, not with effort, not with a strategy, but with a moment of simple seeing. You sit still. You notice what you are holding, a memory, a belief, a wound, an image of who you think you are, or who you think someone else should be. And then, without force, you ask, "Is this helping me awaken, or is it keeping me asleep?" If it keeps you asleep, you don't need to fight it. You simply stop feeding it. You stop energizing the thought. You stop making it your identity. That's letting go. It's not always sudden. Sometimes it happens slowly, like autumn leaves falling one by one. Other times, it's as if a storm comes, and everything you were holding is ripped away in a moment of clarity. Both are grace. What matters is not the speed, but the direction. And the direction is inward, into stillness, into the vast space of presence, where no story can survive. The ego will protest. It will say, "But if I don't hold on, I will lose everything." But look closely. That voice is built on fear, not truth. You are not your fear. You are the space in which fear appears. And when you realize this, even fear becomes something you can let go of. You don't need to fight it. You don't need to analyze it. You can just watch it arise and let it dissolve. The Zen masters did not speak of a better version of you in the future. They pointed to this, the raw, simple reality of now, unadorned, uncontrolled, unresisted. From this place, letting go is not a task. It is a return to what you've always been, beneath all the effort to become. the one who watches, the one who rests, the one who is free, even in the midst of uncertainty. Freedom is not somewhere you arrive. It's something you stop resisting, and the moment you stop, you're already home. Many carry the belief that letting go is weakness, that surrender means giving up, that if you don't resist, you'll be overtaken, that life must be conquered, controlled, mastered. But ask yourself, how has that worked so far? How much energy have you spent trying to control what can't be controlled? The thoughts of others, the flow of time, the outcomes of your plans, even your own emotions? And what happens when things don't go as you imagined? Frustration, blame, anxiety, and still the clinging continues. You try harder, you push more, you suffer more. This is what it means to be dragged, not by life itself, but by the illusion that you are separate from life, by the belief that you must hold everything together or everything will fall apart. But nothing essential ever falls apart. What is real cannot be threatened. What is false cannot endure. So letting go is not defeat, it is intelligence, it is maturity, it is the deep trust that there is a rhythm to life greater than your preferences. You begin to trust that some things are meant to fall away, some doors are meant to close, some people are meant to leave, and not because something went wrong, but because something deeper is unfolding. When a leaf lets go of the branch, it does not panic. It falls with grace, with silence, with trust in gravity. And in that falling, something sacred happens, a return to the earth, a renewal of the cycle. In the same way, when you release your grip on life, life begins to carry you, not toward what your mind expected, but toward what your soul always knew. You are not here to force the river. You are here to float, to listen, to respond, not react. And in that listening, you hear the deeper message, let go, or be dragged. You are not being punished. You are being invited to soften, to open, to return, to the peace that was never gone, only hidden behind your grasping. There is a sacred paradox at the heart of letting go. The moment you stop chasing peace, it appears. The moment you stop clinging to love, it flows. The moment you stop demanding clarity, it reveals itself. Because you were never separate from what you seek. You were simply holding on too tightly to see, holding on to the story of who you think you are, to an identity crafted from past wounds, future fears, endless comparisons. But that story is not you. It never was. The one who suffers is the one who resists what is. The one who seeks control is the one who believes it is unsafe to be still. But stillness is not your enemy. It is your home. When you truly let go, not just in words, but in the core of your being, a different kind of intelligence takes over. Not the calculating mind, but the intuitive presence. Not the voice of fear, but the quiet knowing that all is well, even when it's not understood. Letting go does not mean becoming passive. It means becoming available, available to what is without agenda, available to life without resistance, available to the mystery without fear. You stop fighting reality. You stop trying to improve the now. You meet the moment naked and whole, and in that meeting, freedom. Not the freedom of escape, but the freedom of alignment. No longer dragged by your expectations, you walk with life, not against it. You find grace in uncertainty, stillness in movement, peace in change, and you realize the letting go was never loss. It was a return to the effortless awareness that has always been watching, the presence behind the pain, the silence beneath the noise, the truth beyond the trying. So now you are free. Not because everything is perfect, but because you stop needing it to be. Not because the mind is silent, but because you no longer believe everything it says. Not because life is easy, but because you surrendered your war against it. Let go, not just once, but again and again, every moment, every breath, until what remains is only presence, and presence is enough.